Erasing the Name, The Devotional Fire of En Sof is the latest book by David Chaim Smith. Now, David Chaim Smith is an esoteric cartographer. Many of you watching will know exactly who David Chaim Smith is, but some of you may not. Well, this is the fourth in a series of print-on-demand hardcover books that David has made. He's made many books, but he has started making these print-on-demand books quite recently, and even more recently he's been making them available as hardcover books. And I'm a big fan of these kind of shorter books, much more accessible price-wise to a larger public. And again, if you don't know David Chaim Smith, he is an esoteric cartographer, which means that he is interested in contemplative work, and he maps out what he experiences as image, right? So these are direct mappings of what he discovers during his contemplation, his contemplative workings. Well, this particular book is especially interesting to me since, well, you may notice that just from the cover, this is just a little bit different from what we might be used to with David's esoteric maps. Something light, something bright about this, and that's not something that we've seen much of previously. Well, this particular book is about the devotional work. Well, it's actually written right there, the devotional fire, the devotional work that such a heretic approach to Kabbalah might be able to experience. So devotion to En Sof, very different from the concept of a devotion to a deity or devotion to any kind of reified form of absolute or anything like this. This is devotion to, the ultimate ground of all, not a person, not a personality, not a reified concept, but the the underlying ground. I'm doing a terrible job at explaining what we're talking about here, but David does a fantastic job of explaining what's going on here. I like the fact that he addresses the concept of heresy. I really like that because he has a very similar concept to heresy to my own. You know, probably if you've been watching my channel for a little while, that I think that heresy is necessary, that anything less than heresy cannot be honest, it cannot be true to the nature of the essential ground, because the essential ground can't be described directly, and therefore how can rules be applied to the essential ground? And so he points to this really clearly and concisely and nicely within, of course, the Talmudic tradition and from the perspective of a traditional Kabbalist, which of course David really very much is not. In fact, I would say that, again, for those of you who don't know David's work very well, if you're interested in Kabbalah and also interested in, let's say, Dzogchen, right, from Tantric Buddhism, then David brings the two together in a very beautiful way. And I think that in this particular book, he does it particularly well, particularly explicitly, particularly usefully. And I love that at the end of the book, he gives you the method, his method of contemplation, right? So you can just follow the steps. The book itself is giving you the step-by-step thought process that his devotion to the ultimate ground, not really sure what to call it, to Ein Sof, right? What those thoughts involve, but then yes, towards the end, he gives you a practical step by step for your own devotional practice. So yes, extraordinary stuff as always with David, and yet another fantastic addition to his series of books. So there we are. Just to reiterate, of course, this is print on demand. So this is a hardcover edition. I believe the paperback edition exists as well. I'll just zoom in on the inside dust cover over here. There we are. But the book itself is kind of imitation buckram, right? So it's just as usual with these print-on-demand books. Let me just zoom in a little bit. Or can I get a macro lens working? Yes, but not with. Oh, maybe with enough lighting. You get to see that, right? It's a textured paper cover. It works really well. It keeps the book nice and protected, and you just get the gold stamp name. Nothing fancy, just the usual print-on-demand fare. So that is the Erasing the Name, the Devotional Fire of Ein Sof. I hope you enjoyed the video, folks. This is a really, really strong recommendation. You know, if you like the ideas that David Chaim Smith has been exploring throughout his massive corpus, massive syllabus of books, but you feel like there is a practical element that maybe you didn't pick up the 32 keys or something along those lines, or maybe you did pick up the 32 keys, maybe an earlier edition, and you were a little bit confused and so on and so forth. This one does a really nice job of pointing the way quite practically, right, and giving you pointers for your own devotional process. There we are. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up, to like the video if you haven't done so already, and subscribe, of course. And if you'd like to support the channel, then the best way to do that is naturally through the Patreon, which gives you access to the Foolish Fish Discord channel. Just big thank you to all the members watching, and big thank you to all the non-members watching. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. See you very soon with another video. Bye-bye.